long time, just like we haven't done the big grin in a while. So you're gonna turn, you're gonna wave hello. You can do it with one hand, you can do it with two hands, then you can turn around and do it backwards. You can get creative with it and get a little silly if you want to. Welcome to Children's Church. Hey, did some of you guys have February vacation this past week? So what's interesting is I'm from Iowa, and in Iowa, we actually do only one spring vacation. I know that a lot of schools out here, like the Boston Public Schools, they do two kind of spring vacations. They have a February winter break, or spring break, Is February considered winter or spring? I think that's more winter, but I guess sometimes people travel to places that are warmer. Anyways, so there's a February break and there's an April break. So it's kind of like two vacations after Christmas time. But in Iowa, we just have 1 week off in the middle of March. And I know that some other schools here do 2 weeks off in the middle of March. So I guess everybody does it kind of differently. But for those of you guys who had a vacation this past week, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you had lots of fun. All right, well, let's talk through our schedule. We just did the Ah La 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 Alleluias. We're about to go see Jimmy and meet someone new from the church. We'll come back here for our Bible time. We'll have offering and prayer. We'll go see Amanda for a craft. We'll come back here for music time. And then at the very end, I'll have a question for you guys. All right, well, I hope you guys have a fun time with Jimmy. I'll see you back here in a little bit. Bye.
Hello there, Children's Church. How are you today? I'm doing pretty good. I had this week off from school, so I got to spend a lot of time playing in the snow. I love making snow angels, making snowmen, and throwing snowballs at trees and stuff, and even just looking at how beautiful the snow is. Of course, it'll all melt and be gone in another month or two, so I'm really glad that we've gotten so much snow to play in over the last month. Oh, and if you like snow as much as I do, you might also like my jokes for today. Ready? What falls down in the winter but doesn't get hurt? Well, you probably could guess. Snow! Snow falls down, but it's not like when we fall on the ground and might get bumps and bruises. Snow falls on the ground and it just looks beautiful. Okay, next up, what is a snowman's favorite snack? Well, I hear they like Ice Krispie treats. Get it? It sounds like Rice Krispie treats, but with ice instead. You know, snowmen are made out of snow and ice, so they would probably think that's good. Okay, one more, and this one is a knock-knock joke. So remember, you have to say your part. I'll say knock, knock, then you have to say who's there. Ready? Here we go. Knock, knock. Icy. I see you. Get it? Because it kind of sounds like I see you. Except that, you know, I actually can't. I see a camera there, but you can see me. So And you can tell that joke with your friends and you'll be able to see them and it'll be funny. Aren't those great? I always have fun coming up with jokes for you all, but it was extra fun to come up with jokes about snow and ice while I was playing in the snow and the ice. Now, let's keep the fun rolling by calling somebody new from the church. Here goes. It's the Jimmy Interview Show with our very special guest star, Michael Balboni. Yay! Oh, hang on. I didn't hit the button to start this. Hi there. My name is Jimmy the Puppet, and I'm calling you from Children's Church.
Hi, Jimmy. My name is Pastor Michael. Nice to meet you.
You too. Hey, is it okay if we ask you a few questions to share with the kids?
Oh, I love questions. Oh, yeah. Ask away.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, our first question. Pastor Michael, what is the name of your job at the church?
Well, I guess technically my title is assistant minister.
Assistant minister.
Mhm.
As the assistant minister, what do you do for the church?
Well, I do a variety of things. It's mostly meeting with people in the church. So I'll talk to them about spiritual things, about God, and sometimes I'll share things from the Bible and try to care for people so that they know God and can follow God better.
Wow, that's really awesome. Thank you for doing that.
Mhm.
All right, next question. What is your favorite thing about working at Park Street Church?
My favorite thing about working at Park Street Church, well, it's being with people. And being with people when they're struggling with very difficult things and being able to tell them about the love of God and to see how the love of God really can help people.
Oh, that's amazing. That's great. Okay, next up. Do you have any fun facts or fun stories that you can share?
Fun facts. Well, let's see. I like sports. So I like things like basketball, skiing, golf, riding a bike. I love to be moving around, swimming, walking my dog. Oh, that's another fun fact. I have a dog named Haley and 2 cats named Skippy and Popcorn.
That's great. My family has a dog.
What kind of dog is it?
I don't remember. I'd have to ask my parents. But it's a cute dog. I know that.
That's great. I love dogs.
At the sports, that's cool. A while ago, we talked to someone named Mr. Damien, and I think he's a basketball player.
Oh, he's a really good basketball player. I'm nothing like him.
Oh, well, I bet you're pretty good, too.
My favorite sport is golf.
Ooh, golf is fun. All right. Next up, do you have a favorite Bible verse that you can share with us?
Well, it's an old Bible verse that many people learn when they're young, and it's John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him will not perish, but will have everlasting life. It's an amazing verse.
That is an amazing verse. I memorized that verse with my mom.
That's good. Me too, I think.
All right, one more thing. Sometimes here in Children's Church, we like to tell a few jokes for the kids. Do you know any jokes that you can tell?
Yeah, I can tell you a joke about a piece of paper.
Ooh, a piece of paper. Okay, let's hear it.
Never mind. It's a terrible joke.
A terrible joke? Well, what do you mean? I want to hear it.
Terrible.
Oh, I get it, because you can tear a piece of paper, like tear it in half or something like that. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, not a very good one, is it?
Oh, I thought it was funny.
Or how about another one?
Oh, sure.
Why does an elephant use his trunk as a bookmark?
This is trunk as a bookmark. I guess you can't lose it. I'm always losing my bookmarks.
Well,
okay, why?
well, so he knows where he stopped reading.
Oh, I get it, because the elephant's trunk is kind of like his nose, so that way he could use it as a bookmark, whenever he's not going, yeah, that's really funny. Thank you for telling us those jokes, Pastor Michael.
No, you're welcome, Jimmy.
And thank you for answering all of our other questions. It was great to talk to you.
Good to talk to you, Jimmy.
All right.
Bye,
Goodbye,
kids.
Pastor Michael. Wow, it was really great to hear from Pastor Michael, wasn't it? I loved hearing about how he spends time talking with people who are sad. A lot of the time when I'm sad, it helps me to feel a little better if I can talk to someone about why I'm sad. I'm glad there are people like Pastor Michael at the church who try to help when people are sad. And wasn't his joke about the elephant great? Maybe I'll try to come up with some more elephant jokes for next week. I better sign off now so we can go listen to Miss Christina and Bible time. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great week.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you had a great time with Jimmy and Pastor Michael. Hey, isn't that fun how Pastor Michael likes to play sports? Did you know that we have a gym here in the church, in the basement of building number 1? It's true. You can take the elevator down into the basement and it's actually a gym. And then you can play sports in there. I bet Pastor Michael would have fun playing sports in there. What do you think? So one really great time that you can play sports here at the church is when we have our Friday fun nights. Because when we have our Friday fun nights, everyone gets a turn in the gym. So when we're all able to come back to the church and we start having Friday fun nights again, you guys should think about coming. We have a lot of fun. Oh, and there was one more thing. Do you guys remember how Pastor Michael, one of his jokes was about an elephant using his trunk as a bookmark so that he always knows where he stopped reading? That was so funny. And then Jimmy was talking about how he always loses his bookmarks. But here's the good thing. I made Jimmy a bookmark, a brand new bookmark for Valentine's Day. And I made you guys bookmarks too. Have you guys gotten your bookmarks in the mail yet? Well, let me know if you haven't, because it's possible that we have the wrong address for you. We just kind of switched over the special computer system that we've been using for a long time that keeps all of our information in it, like addresses for families, and we switched over to a new one. And when we switched from the old system to the new system, some of the information got mixed up. And so it's possible that we got your address wrong. So I just wanted to tell you guys that there's a special Valentine in the mail for you in the form of a bookmark that I made, and I want to make sure that you guys all get it. So if you did not get your bookmark, have a grown-up text me on my phone number or email me to my email address and let me know so that we can make sure you get your bookmark. Cool? All right, well, we are going to do a little bit of a review of some of the books that we have been doing in our Psalms series. So we've been learning about the book of Psalms, and the book of Psalms is just about right in the middle of your Bible. You can see I have a few bookmarks here for some passages that I'm going to be reading later. So King David, the same David from David and Goliath, if you know that story, wrote a lot of the Psalms. And many of the Psalms are talking about how even when you're sad, even when you're angry, even when you're scared, and even when things don't go your way, you can still trust God, because we know that God is always with us and He always loves us, and nothing will ever change that. So today I'm going to be reviewing parts from 3 different books. This one's called Sometimes I Get Mad. This one's called Sometimes I Need to Be Hugged. And this one is called Sometimes I Get Scared. So we're going to read a few parts from each of these three books just to remind ourselves about why we can trust God, even if we're mad, even if we're scared, even if things don't go our way, and even when we're sad, that we can trust God and that we know God loves us. So normally what I do is I'll just turn it to a page at the beginning. Normally what I'll do is I hold out my page here, and then you guys will see the pictures big on the other side. But today, because we kind of have to move a little bit quicker to get through parts of 3 books, I am just going to take the pictures and cover up the whole screen so that you can see more of the picture all at once. So that way we can make sure that we get everything done. So let's see. The first book that I'm going to read is Sometimes I Get Scared. And I'm not reading like the whole book. I'm just going to read parts of it so that we have enough time to do all 3. Do you know what you remind me of, God? A shepherd. You are strong and kind, and I am your little sheep. A shepherd takes good care of his sheep, and you, God, take good care of me. I know how the sheep feel when their shepherd is nearby watching over them. They feel safe and happy. And I feel safe and happy when I remember that you are nearby watching over me too. The sheep don't know where to go or what to do, so the shepherd has to lead them and tell them to be good. I don't always know what I should do either, but I know you want me to be good, and I know you will help me the way the shepherd helps his sheep. Sometimes the sheep have to go through a scary place, maybe a deep, narrow canyon with high, rocky walls. The sheep don't like it, and they feel scared. Well, I know how those sheep feel because sometimes I get scared too. I don't like it when dogs bark at me, or when the thunder is really loud, or when I fall down and hurt myself, or when I think that no one will play with me. But when the sheep get scared, you know what, God? The shepherd taps them gently with his cane and says, "Don't be scared, sheep. It's all right. I'm here." And that's the way you are too, God. When I'm scared, it's like you are saying, "Don't be scared, little lamb. It's all right. I'm here." You are so good, and you love me so much, God. Someday, I will go to heaven to live with you, and we will be together and love each other forever and ever and ever. This book is so nice because it reminds us that God is like a shepherd, and a shepherd takes care of his sheep. So even when the sheep are scared, the sheep know that everything is going to be okay because they can trust their shepherd, and their shepherd is always with them, even in the dark and scary places. And that's just like God. God is always with us, even when we're scared, and we can trust him. All right, so the next book I'm gonna read, let me pick. I think I'll save the Sometimes I Need to Be Hugged one for last, because that one was a long time ago that we read that. This one we read maybe a month ago. All right, so this one is called Sometimes I Get Mad. You know what, God? Sometimes I get mad. And getting mad is a scary feeling. Like when my feet slide out from under me and I can't stop myself. When I get mad, I need to just talk and talk and talk and tell you all about it. So we're going to hear about a couple different things that happen in this girl's life during this day that are making her pretty upset. So let's hear what the first thing is. Take last night, for example. My great Aunt Helen has a big old gray cat named Precious. Everyone pats him and says, "Nice kitty." But he waited until no one was looking, and then he scratched me. "He scratched me for no reason," I yelled. But everyone said, "You must have scared him. Did you pull his tail?" I hate getting scratched, and I hate it when no one believes me. I'm telling you, God, sometimes I get mad. I don't like it when no one believes me either. That's not a good feeling. Oh, here's the second thing that happened. This morning, I had the swing first, but this big boy came and grabbed it and wouldn't get off. I hardly had a turn at all. "Hey, that's not fair," I yelled. But the big boy just laughed and said, "So who cares about fair?" When I get mad, I need to talk to you, God, because I don't understand why people do bad things or why bad things have to happen. But when I talk to you, I feel you near me, calming me down. Then I can stop worrying about bad things because I know you'll take care of them when you're ready. You know what, God? When I'm fussing and fuming and feeling sorry for myself, I'm not really paying attention to you. Just like my puppy won't pay attention to me when I'm trying to settle him down. It's good for me to bring you my mixed up feelings and tell you when I'm mad, God, because then I remember that you're in charge and that everything will be all right. And that gives me a safe feeling, as if you're holding my hand to keep me from falling. So I think the best thing about this book is it reminds us that whenever we're feeling mad, whenever we're feeling angry, one great thing that we can do, and maybe even the very best thing that we can do, is talk to God about our feelings. Because you know that God is always listening. And so when we're feeling really angry about something that happened, we can talk to God about it. We can tell him how we're feeling, and we can ask him to help us to trust him. I'll read this part one more time. But when I talk to you, I feel you near me, calming me down. Then I can stop worrying about bad things because I know you'll take care of them when you're ready. And it's true, God really does take care of things for us, so we can trust him. We don't have to get even. When somebody hits us, we don't have to hit back, because we know that God will take care of things when he's ready. All right, so the very last one that I'm going to read is Sometimes I Need to Be Hugged. And this story is about a boy who just has a really bad day. Things don't go the way that he thought they were going to go. Some bad things happen, and he really just needs to know that everything is going to be okay. Sometimes I need to be hugged, especially when things don't go so well. Oh, it looks like you can see that there are some jacks on the floor. Jacks are these kind of little X things that are really sharp and pointy, and it looks like he stepped on them and that really hurt. That would not be a good way to start off your day, huh? This morning, I was sure my best friend would be over the measles so he could walk to school with me, but he wasn't. So for those of you guys who got to hear this story last time, I explained to you that measles was a sickness that people used to have. And it would cause you to have kind of like a cold, but then also get like itchy everywhere. But now we have a shot for it, so we can take a vaccination and we don't have it. But this is also a big bummer. So his friend was still sick and he wanted to walk to school with his friend. And I was sure the teacher would pick me for helper of the day, but she didn't. And I didn't think I would spill a whole jar of paint on my artwork, but I did. That's a lot of bad things to happen all on one day. First to wake up and to step on something really pointy on your foot, even worse than Legos. And then to be excited to walk to school with your best friend and then you can't. And then to get to school and think that you're going to be helper of the day and then you're not. And then to spill paint all over your artwork. That sounds like not a good day. I told my mom all about it when I got home. She put her arms around me and said, "Cheer up, honey. Tomorrow's another day." Suddenly, I didn't feel so tired anymore, and I knew everything was going to be all right. And that's the way I feel when I remember how much you love me, God. For you are my God. You give me strength when I'm sad and tired. You are as soothing as rain on a hot, dusty day. I'd rather have one day with you than 1,000 days without you. I'd rather hold open a door for someone, like for my dad when he has too much to carry, than show off by doing something that makes you sad. For you are my God. Your love cheers me up like the sun peeking out from behind a cloud. Your love is all around me to protect me. It makes me feel like a baby sparrow, warm and safe and happy. Isn't it wonderful to know that even when we're having a bad day, and even when things don't go the way that we had planned, that we can trust that God is always with us, and it's like he's giving us a nice big warm hug, and he's telling us, I understand how you feel. And isn't it really nice just to have someone listen to you when you're really sad and you want to talk about it and you just want to cry? And God does listen. He listens to every single one of our prayers, and we can talk to him whenever and wherever. All right, so I'm going to read to you guys a few Bible verses from those books that we just read. So this is from the first one we read, Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. I have everything I need. He gives me rest in green pastures. He leads me to calm water. He gives me new strength. For the good of his name, he leads me on paths that are right. Even if I walk through a dark valley, I will not be afraid because you are with me. Surely your goodness and love will be with me all my life, and I will live in the house of the Lord forever. All right, so now I'm going to read from Psalm 73, And this was from that book where the girl was talking about how sometimes she gets mad and then she needs to talk to God about her feelings. God is truly good to Israel, to those who have pure hearts. But I had almost stopped believing this truth. I had almost lost my faith because I was jealous of proud people. I saw mean people doing well. They do not control their selfish desires. They make fun of others and say mean things. Proudly, they talk about how they hurt other people and they brag to the sky. They say, "How can God know? What does God Most High know?" But does God know when someone's mean to someone else? When someone's mean to you? Yeah, God knows. But I am always with you. You have held my hand. You guide me with your advice, and later you will receive me in honor. I have no one in heaven but you. I want nothing on earth besides you. My mind and my body may become weak, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. I am close to God, and that is good. The Lord God is my protection. I will tell about all that you have done. All right, so next I'm going to read parts of Psalm 84. That's from the book Sometimes I Need to Be Hugged. Lord of heaven's armies, how lovely is your temple. I want to be in the courtyards of the Lord's temple. My whole being wants to be with the living God. The sparrows have found a home, and the swallows have nests. They raise their young near your altars. Lord of heaven's armies, my King and my God. Happy are the people who live at your temple. They are always praising you. Happy are those whose strength comes from you. One day in the courtyards of your temple is better than 1,000 days anywhere else. The Lord God is like our sun and shield. The Lord gives us kindness and glory. He does not hold back anything good from those whose life is innocent. Lord of heaven's armies, happy are the people who trust you. All right, friends, well, thank you so much for being here with me just to review a couple of our books. Next week, we'll be reviewing a couple more. All right, well, I need to put all of my books away so that we can get started with our offering time. So I'll see you guys over there in a little bit. All right, so I'm all ready to get started with our offering time. If you would like to grab a basket of your very own, you can. It doesn't have to look exactly like this. It could be a wicker basket, but it could also be a bowl from your kitchen. It could be a plastic tub, or even the lid to a plastic tub. You can get creative. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put on some music to give you a little bit of time to go look for a basket if you want one. And when you get back and when the song is over, we'll start our offering time.
When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll,
All right, so we're all ready to get started with our offering time. Here at Children's Church, we like to give an offering of our heart. So what we like to do is we like to pass around the basket. So if you have anyone with you, like a brother or a sister or a grown-up, you can take the basket and you can pass it back and forth, taking turns. We like to put our hand in the basket as we're passing it back and forth. Some friends like to touch their heart first and then touch the bottom of the basket. And that means that you're telling Jesus, Jesus, I want to give you an offering of my heart today. And all that means is you're telling Jesus that you want to love him, that you want to give him the love that is inside of your heart. And that is a wonderful gift that you can give to Jesus. So while you guys are all taking turns putting your hand in the offering basket, offering your heart to Jesus, we're going to be singing the song Sanctuary. And this song is all about telling God, God, I want you to make my heart into a sanctuary, a very special place where your spirit can live. Because I want to love you with my whole heart, and I want my heart to be a great place for your spirit to be. So that's what this song is about. And if you know it, go on ahead and sing along with us. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you. All right, so now we're going to spend a little bit of time in prayer. And just like in previous weeks, I'm going to be using the Bible to help me pray. So that means I'm going to take some Bible verses, some of the sentences and the words that are inside of the Bible, and say them in my prayer to God. So I'm going to be using Bible verses from Psalm 23, Psalm 73, and Psalm 84, the same Psalms that I read to you guys parts of earlier during Bible time. Put your hands in the air, put your hands in your hair, get ready for prayer. Dear God, you are good. You are good when the sun is shining, and you are good when it is freezing cold rain outside. God, you are good during our happy times and during our not so happy times. God, you are good even when we're sad, even when we're angry, and even when we're scared. You are good. And we know that you are always with us and you never leave us. God, you are like a shepherd. You give us everything that we need. And we know that even if we walk through a very dark valley, we don't have to be afraid because we know that you are with us. We know that your goodness and your love will be with us all of our lives. God, we know that you are truly good to us. And sometimes it might be hard to believe that, especially when we look at people who are mean. And it kind of feels like that they get away with it. And they say, how can God know? But we know that you are good, and we know that you are just. God, we know that you will take care of things when you are ready. God, we know that you are the strength of our heart. We know that you guide us with your advice, and that you are always with us and you hold our hands. God, thank you that we can be close to you. Thank you that you are our protection. And thank you that you will take care of everything in time. God, my whole being wants to be with you. It is better to be with you just for one day than 1,000 days anywhere else. God, you are like our sun and shield. You give us kindness and glory. Thank you that you give us good things. And God, thank you that you help us to trust you, even when it's hard. So God, I just ask that you would help every single kid who is watching this video right now to trust you. Even when they're having a bad day, even if they're angry about something, even if they're sad, or even if something doesn't go their way. God, I pray that you would help all these kids to trust in you no matter what. To know that you are always there with them, holding their hand and guiding them. To know that they can always talk to you, tell you about their feelings, talk to you about it, and ask you for help. Because God, we know that you love to help us. So God, please help us to remember that you are always there, that you always love us, and that we can always talk to you, and that we can trust you no matter what. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining me for offering and for prayer. We're gonna head on over to Amanda now and see what craft she has for us today. I'll see you back here in a little bit. Bye.
Oh, hi everybody. My name's Amanda and I love doing crafts. So for today's craft, I thought that we could do a story wheel. Well, kind of. Let me explain. So during Bible time, Miss Christina reviewed a few stories from our series on the Book of Psalms. And we talked about how even when we're angry or sad or when things don't go our way or when we're what was the other one? Oh yeah, scared. Even when we're scared, we can still trust God. So I thought we could do a wheel craft for that. So to get started, you're going to need markers or crayons, scissors, the template from the link down below, and what's called a brad. We used it a few weeks ago with the clock craft. All right, well, let's get started.
Okay, so
the very first thing that we're going to do is to color the template. Now, I wanted to tell you guys what exactly is happening in each of these pictures so that you know. So this is going to be the front part, and it says, I can trust God always. And it shows a picture of a few kids that are painting a rainbow. That's really cool. And then on this one, well, right here it says, even when things don't go my way. And it looks like there are two kids that are riding skateboards and then they're running into each other. That is definitely something not going your way. And this one says, even when I'm scared. And it looks like there's a little girl in her bedroom, and then it's nighttime because it looks like the sky is dark outside, and there are some trees that are blowing around in some really strong and scary wind. And then this one says, even when I'm sad, and it looks like they're at a beach, and that this little girl made a sandcastle, but then it looks like her sandcastle fell over. That would make me sad too. And then this last one, sorry, it's upside down. It says, even when I'm angry. And it looks like there are some baby birds that are fighting over this worm and who's going to get it. So I think that I would also be angry if I was fighting with somebody and there was only one thing. So anyways, let's get started with the coloring. So I'm going to color both of these things and then I'll be right back. Oh, perfect. So you can see now how I have colored both of these pieces of paper. Oh, and I even turned it upside down so that you could see the baby bird and the sandcastle on the top this time instead. Also, what I did is I noticed that on this page that the people here, the kids, they kind of looked like me and Jimmy and my cousin Marissa. So I colored each of them to look like me and Jimmy and my cousin Marissa, and I think that's really cool. All right, so now what we have to do is we have to cut it out. So I'm going to get my scissors and I'm going to cut out both of these circles. I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I have these two different circle parts cut out, I need to stick them together. So for this next part, you're going to use what's called a brad. And like I said earlier, we used it in our clock craft. Now, if you don't have a brad, that's okay. You can also take a paper clip, and then with the paper clip, you can open it up and then use it to poke through, just like what I'm going to do with this brad. So the first thing that we need to do is to stack this part on top of this part. So let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so you can see how I put the top part on top of the bottom part. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brad or paper clip if you have that and poke it right through that little white hole right there. So I'm going to poke it through, I'm going to open it up on the other side, and then they will be stuck together, except for you'll be able to turn this outside part around. And then that way you can see I can trust God always, even when I'm sad. Or if you turn it to the other ones, you'll be able to see each of the 4 different parts of underneath. All right, so I'm going to put in the brad and I'll be right back. Oh, perfect. So you can see that I put the brad right in the center, and now these two pieces are stuck together. And you can see that I've positioned it so that you can kind of see 2 different ones. So see how the angry one with the birds fighting is right here, and then the sandcastle one where the girl is sad is right here. So I'm just showing you that so you can see how you can move the top around and you can pick whichever one you want to be inside of this open window right here. Oh, I love it. Oh, and I bet yours will look great too. Oh, and there's one more thing. Okay, can you guys keep a secret? Well, if you watched the Children's Church video from last week, well, you might remember that I showed you guys how to make a really cool dinosaur Valentine so that we could share God's love with other people by giving them a nice Valentine's Day card. And I've been thinking all week about who I should give my Valentine to. And then I thought, well, Jimmy's my best friend, and I haven't sent him a card in forever. So I thought that maybe I could send him the dinosaur Valentine. So hopefully he'll get it sometime this week. All right, well, that's all I wanted to tell you. See you guys next time. Bye!
Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you had a great time doing that craft with Amanda. Isn't it so awesome how Amanda always takes our Bible time and uses it to make a craft? I love that. All right, well, it's time for us to do music now, and we're running a tad bit over time just because we took a little bit of extra time reviewing our Bible story and a little bit of extra time during prayer. So I'm going to jump right to the music videos, and I hope you guys enjoy them. I'll see you back here after they're done. Bye.
Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus, just to take him at his word, just to rest upon I stand before you now. The greatness of your renown. I've heard of the majesty and wonder of you, King of heaven. In humility I bow as your love, in wave after wave, crashes over me, crashes over me. For you are for us, you are not against us. Champion of heaven, you made a way for all to enter in. I have heard you calling my name. I have heard the song of love that you sing. Oh, so I will let you draw me out beyond the shore into your grace. Oh, your grace, as your love, in wave after wave, crashes over me, crashes over me. For you are for us, you are not against us. Champion of heaven, you made a way for all to enter in. You make me brave, you make me brave. You call me out beyond the shore into the waves. You make me brave, you make me brave. You call me out beyond the shore into the waves. You make me brave, you make me brave. No fear can hinder now the promises you made. You make me brave, you make me brave. No fear can hinder now the love that made a way. As your love, in wave after wave, crashes over me, crashes over me. For you are for us, you are not against us. Champion of heaven, you made a way. As your love, in wave after wave, crashes over me, crashes over me. For you are for us, you are not against us. Champion of heaven, you made a way. Champion of heaven, you made a way for all to enter in.
Welcome back, friends. I hope you enjoyed those music videos. So I have a question for you before we go. I was thinking about how this past week was February vacation week for a lot of you guys, like I said at the beginning of Children's Church. And that made me wonder, what is your favorite vacation? The best vacation that you've ever been on? Maybe you went to a beach that was really warm. Or maybe your family went on a really awesome hiking trip. Or maybe you had an awesome staycation. Do you know what a staycation is? So a staycation is when you have time off of school and instead of going somewhere, you make it a vacation right where you live. So maybe you worked on an awesome project or built a really cool thing out of Legos or baked a bunch of cookies for your staycation. So whatever has been your favorite vacation, I'd love to hear about it. You can have a grown-up text me the answer at my cell phone number or email it to me, and then I'll get back to you with the answer of what has been my favorite vacation ever. All right, well, I hope you guys have a great time in Children's Church today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you have a great week. See you next time. Bye.